Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing well today. Today I will be playing Prelude, Love's Lost Requiem. It is a demo. This game is for a mature audience. It is suggested that you're at least 16 or older to play this. In this game, you haven't left your apartment in 2 months, but that's okay. You chat with your friends via text, and your handsome childhood friend Ravi comes by every day to cook for you. Besides, you'll get better soon, and you can go back to your normal life, right? It's not as if he's lying to you. That right there, the synopsis immediately grabbed my attention. I love me. Seems like a childhood friend that might be obsessive. First of all, the childhood friend trope, gorgeous, wonderful, no notes. I love it so much. Just someone that you've known for all of your life. They know your likes, your dislikes, your favorite animal, favorite colors, stuff like that. They know you inside and out, front and back. It's just so good, especially when you get together with them, especially when you add that they might be a bit obsessive and possessive, like they're the only ones right for you. I can eat 1,000 childhood friend tropes like that. This game is under Elduator on itch.io, but please check out the whole team who has worked on this wonderful project. Also, please check out Elduator's other projects on their itch.io page. It looks like they have worked in a bunch of them. If you do try out this game, don't forget to rate and comment on itch.io. I'm sure the team would love to hear your thoughts about it. As always, I have left the links in my descriptions for easy access. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, what have you on this video. You can also join members. They usually get videos about 2 to 7 days before everyone else. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Ooh, all right. I didn't mention this before, but the start screen is very haunting, kind of have a chilling vibe with the music in the background and the voice. And I'm assuming the 2 plush dolls was the MC/us and then Ravi. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, there were 2 souls, destined for none another. Yet fate's cruelty had other plans. Ooh. One soul, as tender and radiant as the sun's first light on a summer morning, always able to bring a smile to the faces around her. The other, stumbling blindly through a chaos of boiling emotions. Desperately, they tried to escape fate, to deny her the satisfaction of witnessing their tragedy. Who? And looking at the dolls more, you can see the sun and the moon motif, which I love. Looks like, I don't know if it's part of our outfit, but some kind of collar, like a metal collar. And we have these lines on our face. I'm wondering what that's all about. At last, their hearts were meant to be together. But they were nothing more than puppets, dancing on the strings of this dark world, forever condemned to enact their creator's sadistic tale, while the world laughed at them. Again and again and again. This is their story. One warm summer afternoon, little Luna carefully pushed the glass door of her family home open and stepped into the cozy garden. The gentle and almost motherly embrace of the slowing setting sun welcomed her. With her goal in sight, she strode barefoot, her pale feet as porcelain, across the prickly dried grass toward the enormous cherry tree at the center, its majestic shadow falling over the fearless child. Like a little monkey, she climbed the swings rope up to the broad, sturdy branch it was tied to. Carefully, she inched closer to the trunk and reached for the binoculars dangling around her neck. With nervous determination, she pressed her sky blue eyes to its lenses, focusing entirely on the garden of the neighboring house. Behind the reflection of the old paned windows, she tried to make out the shapes of unknown people, her new neighbors. Previously, an elderly couple had lived there, unable to have children, and the old woman had cared for the garden as if for her own flesh and blood. After she succumbed to cancer, her beloved husband did his best to tend to her most precious possession, but loneliness weighed heavily on his heart, and he followed her only after a few months later. Jesus Christ, that's sad as hell, but at least they're together. By now, The once tidy garden was strewn with branches. Tall blades of grass stretched toward the reverent sun, and the flower beds were overrun with weeds. Little Luna fondly remembered the times the old woman had plucked strawberries from the beds just for her. How the fresh sweetness had made her mouth water, had awakened her spirit. As the glass doors to the abandoned garden opened, the girl flinched, causing her to almost lose balance. Quickly, she steadied herself. Curiosity outweighed the fright threatened to take hold. Through the slightly scratched lens, she caught a glimpse of honey blonde hair. It shimmered like gold under the sunlight. Her binoculars shifted downward to examine the owner of the hair more closely. It was a boy, likely only a few years older than her. He closed his eyes and tilted his head towards the sky, as if welcoming the all-consuming warmth. Skin so flawless, not even a pore could be seen, ever so slightly kissed by the sun. Long lashes, voluminous perfect hair. He almost looked like one of the old porcelain dolls her former neighbor had kept in glass cabinets. He opened his eyes and met her gaze. His eyes sparkled golden, like the amber bracelet bound to her wrist. He had seen her. He had found her hiding among the cherry tree leaves. She needed to climb down and retreat to the house, yet, her eyes could not be drawn away from the lenses. Spellbound, her gaze lingered on the boy. There was something so familiar about him. And his gaze did not leave her either, as if he wanted to tell her something. Something little Luna was not yet able to understand. Ooh. We see more of our MC Luna. These lines, is she a robot or was it android? Like part human, part robot? And there's that collar again I saw before in the chibi little doll versions. Okay. My upper body shot upright. I could hear my heart pounding loudly in my chest as I gasped for air. Like a painful tremor threatening to suffocate me, it crept steadily up my throat. With each tentative breath, I tried to focus on the here and now, my bedroom, the soft bed I was lying in. My eyes adjust to the gentle morning sunlight streaming through the 2 windows on my left, dancing across the room. Softly brushing over sickly pale skin. Slowly, my heart regained its steady rhythm, allowing me to sink back into the soft pillows. I hadn't had a dream in so long. Ooh, her full name, Luna Marie Voigt? I don't think you pronounced the G. And why of all things did I dream about our first meeting? I knew it was pointless to dwell on it any further. After all, I had little control over what crawled into my mind at night, once I surrendered control to my surroundings. With a resigned sigh, I pulled the blanket closer and turned onto my side, facing the windows and the bright blue sky on the horizon. Occasionally, clouds drifted across my view, white and delicate, as if lifted from a painting. One might think the sight was so beautiful, breathtaking even, that it would make anyone eager to go out and meet friends. But for me, it was the most painful view, a cruel reminder of my own powerlessness. Day after day, it mockingly displayed the privilege that was denied to me. So there's a reason why we're stuck inside. Oh, and like a knife, that painful feeling sank deeper into my already weakened body. I want to go out for ice cream right now, so badly. To meet the others and chat about simple, trivial things. No, it's pointless to fall into this unnecessary self-pity. I should just go back to sleep. That's the one thing I can do best. I turn around, shedding the summer morning sun, and faced the opposite wall. Pressing my eyelids tightly together, I tried to shift my consciousness, to surrender myself. But the harder I tried, the more I furrowed my brow in concentration, the more awake I became. I think we just have to get up at this point. As if something deep inside resisted this desperate wish of mine. Defeated, I flopped into my back and stretched my arms out toward the white ceiling above. This is pointless. I watched as my hand reached towards it, the endless white, as I was trying to grasp the clouds beyond the ceiling. Before collapsing like a sack of potatoes onto the mattress, aware of its own helplessness. Resigned to my fate, I closed my eyes again, in the bitter hope that this act had drained enough energy for me to rest just a little longer. Ooh, is it working? The high-pitched notification sound of my phone dragged me back to consciousness. I had almost made it. I had almost fallen asleep, and yet... I just want to cry. Twisting my body like a wet towel, I reached for the nightstand near the windows. With every failed attempt, the books crept closer to the edge, and my back toward a sharp spasm. Finally! Once I felt the object of my desire between my fingers, and freed myself from that unnecessarily painful position, the pressure in my lungs eased. As if on autopilot, my fingers unlocked the screen and navigated to Y message. Ooh, okay. Here's our phone. We have that sun charm too. And I can sort of see the sun, not the sun, it's a moon. I know my, what was it? Celestial bodies? I know my celestial bodies. It is a moon, and this is a little moon earring too. All right. I'm just clicking everywhere to see. So that's Ravi. He's under favorites. That's a childhood friend who's taking care of us. Our mom, Kara, and then Henning. I guess go through everything. What has mother sent us? Ooh, it's 2027. Good morning, honey. I hope you slept well. I'm going to the bookstore today. Can I get you a book that Ravi can bring by later? Ooh, good morning. Let's accept. A new book wouldn't hurt. Sure. Kyra recently bought the last volume of the Katamu trilogy. She said the series is really good. Could you bring me the first volume? Alright, what's it called? Katamu. I don't know any more than that. Oh. How are you holding up? Are you eating enough? Yeah, don't worry. Ravi makes sure I don't starve. That's good. I'm just a bit bored since I'm not allowed to leave the apartment. Oh, sweetheart. I really hope this stupid illness passes quickly so I can hug you tight again. I miss you. Our mom can't see us, only Ravi. Hopefully. I miss you too. I have to get back to work now. But please text me immediately if anything happens. I love you, my little sunshine. I love you too, Mom. Okay, so our relationship with our mother is not bad. It looks pretty good so far. She does really care for us. She wanted to get us a book to help us cure the boredom that we're in. The reason why we're inside, she says some kind of illness and she hopes it gets cured soon. From what I remember in the front screen, Robbie's little plushy doll had like a lab coat. So maybe he's the only one who's allowed in here because he's like a doctor. He works with like maybe incurable diseases, something in that department. And he's probably the reason why we're even stuck inside, to tell you the truth, considering the synopsis of this game. Okay, so Mother definitely trusts Ravi a lot too, considering we're childhood friends and that he's taking care of us. Okay, so I know the relationship there. And Kyra is our buddy. Dude, I swear, I'ma crash out. This guy seriously says the deadline isn't for another week. Easy. Easy? Easy? They got the project months ago and he hasn't even started. Okay, I need to calm down. This is not good for my blood pressure. First of all, good morning. It seems like Kyra's really going through it. Understandable for group projects, to tell you the truth. Why were you up so late? And who are we talking about? Henning? Who else? He's the other guy in our contacts. Do not tell me bro didn't even start a project they have together. That dude is driving me crazy. I can already feel my hair turning gray, and I'm only 23. Good morning. Cute? My graying hair is cute? No, but you and Henning. Girl, I don't think she wants to hear that. Take that back right this instant. No. Whatever. Friendship over. I know you love me. Ew. Aren't you supposed to be at uni? Technically, yes. And practically not? I didn't feel like it. Understandable, there are some days I don't want to go to school and I just stay in bed. But don't worry, it's just literature and analysis for German. I will attend a lecture on educational and developmental psychology. If I get any copies, I'll give them to Ravi. It's not like you're studying to become a teacher. But it's so important for you. Shh. I'll review the notes tonight when I have my piece. My parents are attending a distant cousin's wedding. Why don't you just move out? It might not be that easy. Not until my mom successfully marries me off to some guy for the mosque. Oh, yeah. And what else does your dad say? He doesn't have much say in that. It's a miracle he even convinced her to let me study. Oh, Kyra. Anyway, I'm gonna be married off anytime soon. I'm going to bed for a bit now. Good night. Good night. Okay. Kyra's a pretty nice girl. I can definitely feel the friendship, the love, and respect that they have for each other. Like the little teasing each other, that's really cute. I am praying for her. God, being stuck in an arranged marriage. I'm glad she at least gets to study in school. I don't know if we're ever gonna really follow up with her whole family situation, but I hope everything works out for her. So next is Henning, and bro didn't even start. Hey, is it so bad if I start my uni project only a week before it's due? If you had months to do it, yes it is, considering what Kyra told us. Last time I started 2 days before the deadline and got it all done. 2 days? Bro. Morning. Are you talking about Kyra? She already told me about it. Yeah. What did she say? That she's worried about you. She's worried. Did she actually say that? Yes and no? Well, no. Not exactly. Ah, I see. Sorry, guy, you're kind of in hot water at this point. Do your damn project already. You know, Kyra, what's your project about? Promoting social skills in teenagers from underprivileged areas. Ah, is that your practical module for your education studies? Yeah, and had the perfect sample with the kids at my job at the youth center. They are super engaged, so the project is more fun than really hard work. Okay, Henning's not a lazy, bad person. He just does things last minute. He procrastinates, basically. But looks like he has it down pat. The final report will probably kick my ass, though. But as long as working with the kids is fun, that's the main thing. Yeah, true. And what exactly do you do at the youth center? Well, I only made the project plan today. He hasn't even started that part. Henning, it's not even 9 a.m. yet. Don't tell me you stayed up all night. Okay, I won't say I stayed up all night. Henning. Anyway, I think we should go to bed now that we talked about it. Yeah, you better. Otherwise, you'll just mess up your sleep schedule. Me all the way? What sleep schedule? I mean, more than is already fucked. Okay, I'm going to sleep. The sooner, the better. Priya will be back from school at 1 p.m. anyway. No after school care today. Then off you go. Good night. And there he goes. You too. Or rather, good morning. Alright, so that's our text from everyone. Henning's a pretty nice guy, bro. Horrible sleep schedule, if he even has one. Does things last minute. Kind of annoying, but he doesn't seem like a bad person, honestly. And it looks like we have a nice relationship with him, too. So is this all our texts? Being kicked on Ravi. Oh, he does. Okay. Good night, Luna. Sweet dreams. Respond? It's morning, but we can respond, right? Good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Do I want to be honest? We're childhood friends. We're always honest, right? Let's go ahead. Not really. I'll be honest for now. Obviously, he might show me some red flags later, but I'll save the being dishonest later. I had a weird dream. What do you mean? Do you remember our first meeting? When my family moved into the house next door, and you almost fell from that big tree? You didn't have to bring that part up. Good thing you don't climb trees anymore. I used to be pretty good at it. Didn't seem like it back then. Hey! I just wonder why I dreamt about that today. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, that is kind of strange. Well, dreams are generally a mystery. I should be at your place in about 10 minutes. I did some grocery shopping, so prepare your breakfast and lunch before heading to uni. You don't have to do that. I can make my own food. That would be a waste of good ingredients. I think I can cook, like, some chicken and pasta. That's easy. I'll be there soon anyway, and I enjoy cooking for you. Alright. See you. See you. Not the heart. So that's everyone, right? Do we have... Oh, click return. No more messages. The grip of my fingers around the phone loosened, and it fell onto my stomach. I should get up. At least Ravi will be here soon. I forced my upper body into a semi-upright position and swung my legs toward the edge of the bed. But the moment I finally decided to leave the tender warmth of my bed behind, I heard the notification sound of my phone. Ugh. Let's check it. Giving in to curiosity, I turned back and reached for the device. The display flickered on, revealing the preview of an unread message from a number I didn't recognize. Hope you had good dreams, and that damn side smirk. Who is that? Frowning, I wonder if I had seen this number before. Did I know this person and simply forgot to save their details? After all, it's not unusual to meet countless people in the numerous lectures and courses university has to offer. And psychology isn't exactly an unpopular major. I am curious. Who is this? What's the worst that could happen? I say that now. Hold on, let me cross my fingers and say that again. What's the worst that could happen? Who is this? Good morning, Looney. Who are you? Hope you had good dreams. And not even Luna, Looney. Good morning. This might sound weird, but how do you know me? It's me, Hide. Hideaki Yukimura? Are you so sleepy you don't recognize me? Do we actually know this man? Sorry, but could it be that you're mistaking me for someone else? I don't know anyone by the name Hideaki. Is this a mistake? Or do you know me from uni by chance? You're friends with Henning and Kyra, right? I am. Have we met? Yeah? We have the same psychology classes. I studied social education with Henning. Sorry. He never mentioned you. And I don't recall seeing you at any of the lectures. This feels weird. He's like talking to us like he really knows us. Like the good morning loony with the heart, and then like the hope you had good dreams. It feels like something you would say to someone you've known at least for a while, right? At least I don't recognize you from your profile picture. And how did you get my phone number? Sir, I asked Henning. Henning just gave out my number like that? Why? It's not like we can come to school. We're stuck in here because we're sick. I need to know the timeline. How long has it been that we've been sick? Why didn't you ask me in person? You've been away from uni for a while. I was wondering if you were okay. Alright, still a bit suspicious. Ah, I see. It might seem like I was stalking you, right? A little bit, yeah, buddy. I'm really sorry if I made you feel uneasy. Okay, it's good he's apologizing. It's not easy for me to make friends in Germany. Are you an international student? We're in Germany? Yeah, I've been here for 3 years. Oh, are you originally from Japan? Yeah, how did you guess? Maybe your name might have given it away just a little bit. Your name makes it pretty obvious. Ah, true. Your German is really good for only being here for 3 years. Thank you. I had a very good teacher. Back to the topic. Yeah? Why are you messaging me? Why did you ask Henning for my number? Because you're cool. And I want to know if you're okay. Hmm? Surprised? Yeah. Oh. But if you want... Yes? We could get to know each other. Only if you want. Okay, he is still slightly suspicious, but I don't mind continue texting him in the future to see where this goes. He doesn't seem like a bad guy yet. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer. Ooh, alright. Why social education? Why Germany? He said he had a good German teacher, so he probably was interested in the country before, right? Why did you specifically choose Germany? Germany isn't really special. And boring too. You think so? I think Germany has very beautiful cities and lovely nature, and the people are very nice. But public transportation might not be the best. But you know, years ago, a German woman saved my life in Japan. I was 15, I think. She also taught me German. Oh, is that his teacher? A few years ago, she moved back to Germany. I thought if I studied in Germany, maybe I'd see her again. You didn't keep in contact with her. That's really nice. Really? You think so? Yeah. But I'm gonna be curious. I'm nosy as hell. How did she save your life? If I may ask. It's hard to explain. And maybe you'll think I'm crazy? Why would I? What did you do? Did you do something stupid? Because the circumstances weren't normal. Now I'm curious. Okay, but don't say I didn't tell you. How much do you believe in ghosts or life after death? The jangle of a key turning in the lock caused my entire body to jolt. We were texting him for so long that Ravi finally appeared. With trembling legs, I stumbled from my white-coated bedroom door into the open living room area of my apartment. Deep down, I know it could only be one person stepping through that door. And yet, my heart was pounding so loudly that it even drowned out the sound of my footsteps. And there he was, just as expected. Ravi. Oh, I was wondering why his little doll had the eyes kind of closed. There's no shot. They're doing this always closed eyes trope. Do not do that to me. Please, 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 I'm begging you, let there be a moment where his eyes slightly open. Just slightly. God, characters that do this thing here, just the eyes closed as if they can see anything in the world, hot as hell too. Dressed in his usual white coat and turtleneck, my childhood friend was in the process of taking off his shoes at the entrance. His amber eyes were focused downward on his black leather shoes. He slipped out of them with practiced ease, placing them neatly side by side. I'm glad we know he has amber eyes. They're definitely open here. Clutching his arm, he carried a nearly transparent plastic bag. It was filled with an assortment of fresh groceries, including a leek, his head visibly reaching out of the top of the bag. There you are. I told you I'd be here in a few minutes. His tone was familiar and matter of fact. To strangers, it might have seemed as though he was cold, yet I knew deep down, in his innermost being, that there was a warm, loving man. I wasn't even aware of how I could sense it. Perhaps it was because I had known him for so long, because of all the memories we had made together. My childhood friend stepped into the open living area and leisurely made his way to the kitchen, setting the plastic bag down on the white countertop. Okay, so I was right. He is wearing a lab coat and looks like there's like a badge here. He carefully took each item out of the bag. The leek, bananas, flour. I was shocked that the seemingly infinitely spacious bag didn't break from the sheer amount of its contents. I stepped closer. Ravi didn't seem to notice me, still lost in arranging the groceries side by side on the counter. As his broad back was facing me, I had to stand on my tiptoes to see his flawless face over his shoulder. With his long lashes, blonde hair, and perfect complexion, he could have easily passed for a member of a J-pop band. Do I have something on my face? No. Embarrassed, I put my heels back on the cold floor and shuffled over to the dining table, where I sat down on one of the chairs. I watched as he took a frying pan, apron, and cutting board from the kitchen cabinets without hesitation. So he definitely knows his way around here. Oh, the sockets. Yeah, this definitely is not in the US. This is in Europe. After he put on the pink apron, embroidered with hearts and bunnies, he turned on the stove and placed the pan on the burner, which glowed a gentle red. This was how my mornings had been unfolding for quite some time. When I woke up, Ravi would come by, make me breakfast, prepare my lunch, and then leave for university. Some days, he even came by in the afternoon or evening, depending on his classes. I had long stopped counting the days that I spent tethered to my apartment. I was grateful that Ravi made the time for me despite his full schedule. And yet, there was something deep inside me that felt guilty. The feeling was subtle, yet hurt ever so slightly, like a faint stabbing in my chest, reoccurring in unbearably long intervals. Lost in my thoughts, I hadn't noticed Ravi approaching me. His upper body leaned forward, leaving only a few inches between us. I struggled to avoid bumping my head against his. What is it? Even once I acknowledged his presence, he didn't move an inch. There he is! He opened his eyes! Holy shit! I had a clear view of his golden eyes, sparkling like amber in the sunlight. Studying my entire face, he came even closer. Oh god. Pretend I knew how to say that properly. He muttered something in French under his breath, which I could barely follow. Please no, not all French. I'm gonna butcher that. Ravi? Wait, does that mean something? Hold on, can I go back? Is there... Shut. Hold on. Nah, wait a minute, I'm thinking. Dude, it doesn't look like we know French, right? There's Google Translate for a reason. Haha, Google Translate to the rescue. So this basically says, I'll keep an eye close for the moment. So what are you watching, sir? Hello? And that one, that's like, it's strange, right? I know something. I took like 4 years of French in high school. I don't remember it at all, but I know something. His whole body twitched for a moment, as though I had snapped him out of the trance. He stepped back, leaving me enough space to breathe again. Carefully, I sat upright and studied my friend. In one hand, he balanced a plate with 2 toasted slices of bread, 2 fried eggs, and 2 slices of cheese, all perfectly arranged. You know, when they do these breakfast scenes, they're always so cute, but I'm a person who does not eat eggs at all. They always include some type of food I don't like, and it's usually eggs or coffee. His gaze still lingered on me, only this time, less intense. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. I was just wondering about something. Oh, I see. Without responding further to my question, he set the plate in front of me and returned to the kitchen. Did I do something wrong? No, not really. Okay. I definitely did something wrong. I didn't like the tense atmosphere between us. Normally, Ravi would always speak up if something bothered him, sometimes even too directly, and yet, lately, he had been much more reserved with me. Instead of answering my questions, he avoided them, especially when it came to us. Maybe I've become a burden to him, and he just can't admit it because of our friendship. I turned my attention to the food before me. Although it was beautifully arranged, I still couldn't smell or taste it. The feeling of my mouth watering, the desire to devour it, all of that was absent. We have no hunger? This is one of the many symptoms of my condition. Perhaps this is why Ravi always went to such lengths to make the food look appealing. An involuntary sigh escapes my lips, soft, like a gentle breeze, yet filled with emotion. Ravi seemed to notice it, as he paused while washing the pan. It was only for a brief second. I thought I'd make you a cheese leek soup today. Using my fork, I placed the cheese slices on the bread, followed by the warm, perfectly fried egg. I didn't get a fresh baguette, since it would be stale by lunchtime, but I brought you a pre-baked one. I watched the cheese melt on the toast, spreading slowly across the surface, trickling down the edges. But you do know how to turn on the oven. Carefully, I took a bite, feeling the warm, thick yolk spread comfortingly in my mouth. How's university? From the corner of my eye, I watched him pour a mixture of water and vegetable broth into a large pot, then he turned to the leek. Good. And are you getting enough sleep? You have to commute between Hildesheim and Braunschweig, and your master's starting soon. Are you worried about me? Of course. Who else would bring me my meals? Although Ravi didn't face me, I still noticed a dimple appear on his face. Are you smiling? This is serious. What? I'd never smiled a day in my life. You big ass liar. Look at that big ass smile on his face. The air between us became lighter, and I could feel the tension in my chest slowly ease. Okay, that's good. I didn't feel like actual tension, but it kind of felt like something was stuck between us at this point, but I'm glad it's kind of dissipating. Because it seemed like he wasn't really answering questions properly, like short answers. Tell me. What is your master's thesis about? It's about electromechanical neuroprosthetics. Is that going to be important later on? I know these words. What? My childhood friend had always been fascinated by human biology and the rapid development of technology. While I always had a novel on hand, Ravi had his nose buried in scientific books ever since I met him. He stepped toward me to take the now empty plate and place it in the dishwasher. He moved with a certain elegance. You know the classic prosthetics, like those for arms and legs, right? The prosthetics I'm working with are meant to replicate body functions, such as muscle and nerve signals, as accurately as possible. Ah! Maybe one day, it will be possible to fully replace the brain and other organs mechanically. All diseases could be eradicated. Memories could be stored. Humans could live forever. Like, thinking about it, I wouldn't mind living more than the regular human life expectancy, actually experience so many things. But also at the same time, I don't know. That's creepy. Oh, he didn't like that. Leaning against the countertop, he turned to me, arms crossed. Our gazes meet. As if we were an unfamiliar object, he studied me, observing my reaction. Perhaps, hoping that he could guess the stream of thoughts running through my mind. It wasn't the first time he had looked at me this way. When we were first getting to know one another, he almost exclusively analyzed me like this. And just like back then, and a pleasant tingling spread through my chest. Do you think so? Don't you? I mean, it's pretty creepy to imagine humans living forever like that. Life is precious because it's short. You want to make the most of what you've been given and do something meaningful, like starting a family or making a name for yourself in society. That's drive. That's what makes us human. Isn't it? And again, he didn't answer my question. Instead, he returned his focus to the simmering soup, stirring it calmly, steady circles. And again, he didn't answer my question. Instead, he returned his focus to the simmering soup, stirring it in calm, steady circles. And have you thought about your bachelor's thesis yet? I don't even have to write it for another year. And you still need to register it soon. You sound like my mom. To be honest, I had an idea for a topic that's pretty similar to yours. I mean, not prosthetics, but human morality, about how people cope with it psychologically. He grasped the handles of the pot and transferred it to a cold burner. Why are you thinking about death? After drying his hands on his apron, he strolled back toward me and sat down on one of the empty chairs. His facial expression was, for some unknown reason, serious, almost stern, as if he had something against my choice of topic. Ooh, you don't like that, do you? Well, I don't have to write about that. I could choose something else. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just curious how you came up with that idea. I don't know. It just popped into my head. Oh. And I don't even know if it will be the final topic. I still had to find a prof who's knowledgeable on that subject and has time for me. The sharp beep of Ravi's watch pierced the increasingly tense atmosphere, making us both glance at his wrist. Oh, is it time for you to go already? He quickly deactivated the alarm and stood up. He draped the apron over the back of the chair. He stepped toward me. Confused, I blinked up at him. Before I could react properly, he gently brushed some stray strands of hair behind my ear. His fingers were surprisingly cool and soft, like a freshly made bed you could lie in all day. Oh, that smile is perfect. However, the touch was brief. He gave me one last glance before walking past me to the door. Do you have to go already? I noticed that my words sounded more depressed than I had intended. My childhood friend stopped. Do you want me to stay a bit longer? But he remained turned away from me. Huh? No, it's fine. You still have to go to university. I don't want to keep you. Text me if anything happens, and I'll come as fast as I can. From Brunswick? Is that a bit inconvenient? It is. But text me anyway. I watched him slip back into his leather shoes and brush off his coat. With his usual inscrutable expression, he turned to me and raised his hand in a parting gesture. Please put the soup in the fridge once it's cooled, or it'll go bad. Yes, I will. And study for university. What are you, my mother? Sometimes I feel like it. Hey! For a moment, his hand rested on the silver door handle of the sturdy apartment door, as if he didn't want to leave. Though perhaps it was just my imagination projecting that desire onto him. Don't go. I don't want to be alone. See you later. I'll text you and give a thorough review of your cheese leek soup. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. With those words, the door closed behind him, and I was alone. Oh, he's a lot more stoic than I would have thought. He didn't really talk too much from what I assumed he would do, but he's not a bad person. He's a pretty good childhood friend. He made us food and all stuff like that. But his research topic is very, very interesting. And I'm wondering how much does this affect the whole story? Especially with MC Luna being really sick at this point, and we don't even really know why. They haven't given us too much info besides how our sense of like smell and taste are kind of gone. We're not really hungry, but we still need to eat. So I wonder what other senses has this sickness messed with. Alone in this cold, empty apartment. My body sank back into the soft cushions of the couch, the book in my hands dropping by my side. By now, the slowly setting sun had bathed the living room area in a pleasant orange hue. Its rays lay over my skin like a cozy, comforting blanket. Are we not going to text back Hide? How quickly time passes when you're absorbed in a good book. It had taken several hours for me to finish digesting Ravi's soup. Before I knew it, I had already sprawled on the couch and started reading a book. My gaze drifted toward the hardcover edition of The Dragon Princess laying beside me. Men can be so terrifying. Compared to Princess Amaya's fiancé, he really does seem easier to handle. The thought of being surrounded by men, he only saw me as an object of desire, a trophy to display in front of others, made my body shiver for a moment. No, I mustn't allow myself to imagine such horrific scenarios. Shaking my head vehemently, I tried to chase the thoughts away. My eyes slowly roamed across the open living area. I should tidy up a bit. Ooh, so I can click some things. Nice, we're at the click portion. Okay. Couch. My perfect soft couch. I bought you on YBuy for a really good price, and in great condition too. I got it when I moved into this apartment though. I accidentally broke one of the back legs during transport. Luckily, it's hidden well enough that no one can see it. My gaze wandered to the book lying on the couch, the one I had been reading just a short while ago. I should put it back. If I don't do it now, it'll probably stay there until Ravi comes back. And then he'll scold me for always leaving such a mess. Again. Okay, so we did the couch. What about the table? In front of the couch was a simple coffee table, consisting of an oval oak tabletop and dark metal legs. Or is that actually oak? It could be mahogany or cherry. That's a type of wood, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I never really noticed the type of woods the table is made out of. As long as it's sturdy, it's fine to me, right? It's not like I'm a wood expert. Okay. We have to put the book back, so if we click on this, would it do that action? In front of me was my simple open shelf, held together solely by metallic support rails. A plastic plant sits on the top shelf. The middle holds a wine rack with a single bottle. A few books are stacked on the top of each other at the bottom. Alright, the book. I should put it back. I don't think we need it again later, so let's put it back. Alright, book is back. This. Above the couch hung a wide picture frame, displaying a painting of a sunset. Kara painted this in acrylics for my 21st birthday. Ravi was kind enough to hang it on the wall for me back then. Otherwise, it would never be this straight. The rug? A simple carpet. Alright. We have a little Roomba! This vacuum robot was the best purchase of my short adult life. It even has a mopping function. No more bending down or vacuuming. Just one button press and it does it all by itself. For a long moment, my eyes remained fixed on the white, majestic device before me. Should I turn it on? Yeah. Oh, I wish I could see it actually move. Alright, we did everything on... Oh, the plant. Between the couch and the shelf stood a large indoor plant. Its lush green leaves stretched toward me. It was plastic. I don't have any real plants in my apartment. I had learned that the hard way. Rest in peace, my poor cacti. I don't think I can keep real plants in my room because of my cats. They would 100% chew on every single leaf. Alright, so that should be everything, making sure. Plant, Roomba, carpet, table. Yep, so let's go to the kitchen. You just click. Oh, there we go. It took a bit to load. Alright, so we have a bit more. Okay. The fridge. Oh, he wanted us to put the soup up. Did we do that? I opened the fridge. For a few seconds, the pleasant chill suddenly spreads across my skin like a thin water film. None of the food or drinks inside really appealed to me. Neither did the leftover cheese leek soup, nor the yogurt or the vegetables. So I closed the fridge again and bid farewell to its relaxing cold. Okay, so we did put it up at least, so Robbie won't nag us about that. Okay, so there are some things. Let's start with the top cabinets. Inside the overhead cabinets above the stove were all kinds of spices, arranged alphabetically, as well as bowls in every color, size, and shape imaginable. Alright, and this one. The overhead cabinets above the kitchen sink are filled with glasses and cups, along with different types of plates. Dinner plates, soup plates, dessert plates, salad plates. Why do I have so many plates? At the end of the day, I just keep using the same one anyway. This feels like mundane information, but I feel like it might be important in the long run. I need to click on every single thing just in case there might be something that catches my eye. My gaze wandered down to the simple oven. I hardly ever used it, since Robbie wouldn't let me cook or bake unless it was over his dead body. I know I'm not the best, but I'm not that bad, am I? For a moment, the oven and I exchanged looks, as if it knew something I didn't. We might be that bad. And the top drawer was mostly cutlery, like spoons, forks, knives, followed by cooking tools and smaller pots. Ugh. It's pretty dusty in here. I'm honestly surprised Ravi hasn't complained about it by now, knowing what a clean freak he is and all. Alright, so dishwasher, right? Yep. The dishwasher beneath the kitchen sink was, in most cases, only used by me. Ravi preferred washing the plates and utensils by hand, right after using them. Alright, we have our table, and only one chair we can click on, so let's do the chair first. Chairs for the dining table. Wonderful! I love that info. A simple dining table. Okay. Last tour is outside, so let's wait on that. We have this, and we'll go in the room. There is a wide mirrored wall to the right. It made the living area seem bigger than it actually was. And yet, a strange, unpleasant shiver often crept over me whenever I looked into it. Unlike when I looked into the bathroom mirror, as if someone was blinking back at me. Someone who wasn't me. Is there a camera in that? Because it's only here. It's not like it can be like a two-way mirror to the other side of the bedroom. So there might be something with that. We'll remember that for later. So this should be the bedroom, right? Gotta let that load. It is. Okay. Let's go one by one. The cabinets. Above the bed loomed a massive overhead unit with several cabinets lined up next to each other. Ravi had installed it back when I first moved in, once again proving that he was stronger than he looked. Alright, we have this. A stylish spherical lamp was placed on the top of my left nightstand. I used it to secretly read books at night, though Ravi often told me to stop. He kept saying it would ruin my eyesight. I still do it anyway. Of course. Let's do the pillows. At the head of the bed was a tower of pillows, neatly lined up side by side. If they weren't, I could bet my entire book collection that Ravi would give me a lecture. Though in the end, he rearranged them himself. And then the actual bed. My bed was in the center of the room. It practically invited me to lie down, close my eyes, and drift to sleep. Should I lie down and take a nap? Not yet. Let's continue looking around first, then we'll come back here. A carpet. We have, what else do we have left? The book? Oh, the floor. A clean floor. Very clean. And then the window. Ooh, nothing about that. I know they're talking about how they're kind of sad and depressed, looking out the window like the outside world, something we can't really go to yet. On my right nightstand were two books stacked on top of each other, the ones I still need to finish. So do we use this? Oh, we can. To go back? There we go. I did not click. I thought something did. Is that to the outside? It is. Okay. There's another room here, and there's like a door. That's the entrance. I don't need to go there. Okay, but what's this? Oh, it's a bathroom. Okay. Toilet. That's a toilet. Nothing more to say about it. The shower. My shower. I don't need to take one right now. The mirror. Just a mirror. And I opened the cabinet beneath the sink and was greeted by a variety of items. On the left were rows of identical shampoo bottles, followed by packaged toothbrushes, medicine, and hairpins and clips. Nothing else in the bathroom? I guess we can go... Oh, sink! Cupping my hands, I let the cool water flow over the edge of my index fingers, into the sink, and down the drain. Okay, I guess we can go to our bedroom and take a nap then. I think I clicked on everything and walked around. Let me check. I didn't check menu before. Okay. Alright, I think I clicked on every single thing in every room. So we're just gonna go and take our nap then. I think that's how you progress. My bed was in the center of the room. It practically invited me to lie down, close my eyes, and drift to sleep. And it's a different color too, the text. Yes, let's go ahead and take a nap. The world was submerged in the suffocating summer heat of the late afternoon, making it harder for the young students to move toward with every step. The cobblestone streets were bathed in a warm glow, and the old wooden windows of the colorful timbered houses that stretched before them shimmered like the surface of a vast ocean. Oh man, why does it have to be so hot? The heat isn't even the worst part. The temperature swings hit you like a truck. True, that too. Right now, I'd kill for a bubble tea. Please don't. That would be— Bro, shut up! That would be illegal. With extra ice, yes. Aw, man. Luna's gaze shifted from her two friends, who were lost in their whining, over to her childhood friend. As he noticed her attention on him, he glanced down at her with a slight grin. What's up? Nothing. Instantly, a pulsating warmth spread through her body. Unlike the late summer sun, this warmth breathed new life into the young woman, filling her with a kind of euphoria that made her look at the ground in an embarrassed expression. But she couldn't avoid him. He had quickly leaned forward, blocking her view with his smile. Surprised by a sudden movement, she had to restrain herself from lunging forward and practically throwing herself into his arms. Huh? You startled me. So? What's the matter? He wouldn't let this go. Luna knew her childhood friend well. He couldn't help but pry. He was far too curious for his own good. Still, that was part of his charm, wasn't it? His insatiable inquisitiveness always managed to bring a smile to her face. Hey guys, what about bubble tea? Luna could hear Kara calling for them from behind her friend. She and Henning probably hadn't noticed that the childhood friends had stopped, as they were already several steps ahead. But their words blurred into a piercing sound that stabbed painfully through Luna's ears, deeper and deeper, until they became the only sound she could perceive. Huh? Oh, so she really can't hear anything. Is this still part of the dream or what actually happened in her memory? As if struck by lightning, my eyelids tore wide open. I could feel a bead of sweat slowly and uncomfortably roll down my temple. It took a few moments for my consciousness to place where I was. I was lying in my bed. Only the faint moonlight, filtering through the two windows, helped my eyes navigate the nightly darkness. We slept this whole time. Robbie came around in the morning before he left for his classes, and we took a nice long nap, didn't we? I know we had his leek soup, so we at least had lunch. Fighting against my uneven breath, I pushed the blanket off my legs and leaned back against the cold wall. I haven't had a dream like that in a long time. Breathing deeply, in and out, my eyes closed and try to focus solely on my breath. In, out, in, out, in. But instead of loosening, my chest tensed up a little more with every breath, It almost felt like the walls around me were slowly closing in, as if someone was right there, watching me. No, 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 no. Stop going crazy, Luna. The shrill notification tone of my phone pierced through the silence, like the light at the end of a dark, endless tunnel. It illuminated the room with its blinding glow. Oh, is it Hide? We did not respond to that man after a while. Swallowing the growing lump in my throat, I gripped the smartphone with trembling hands. As soon as it recognized my face, it unlocked and revealed the unread messages awaiting me. Ooh, phone again. Nice. Okay. Hideaki, I'm so sorry. Hello, how was your day? Are you sleeping? Bro. If you're sleeping, I wish you a good night. Oh, sorry. I had already gone to bed. That's okay. No worries. You answered pretty quickly, buddy. Why are you awake again? I had a nightmare. Oh no, why? I don't really know. I dreamed that I was walking home from Yudi with my friends, Keira, Henning, and Ravi. We went for bubble tea that day. But then everything got really strange, and there was this high-pitched ringing, and Ravi also became weird. Ravi is your friend. Yeah, Ravi and I have known each other since we were kids. He has always been there for me. He still is. He comes over every day just to cook for me, even though he still has to go to uni afterwards. And thanks to him, I'm not alone. He sounds nice, but why are you alone without him? I'm not allowed to leave my apartment. Why? So he can't go to uni either. Yeah. I became very ill 2 months ago. Okay, we have a timeline. It was 2 months ago. Ravi's the only one who can visit me. Why? Why what? Why can't Keira or Henning visit you? Because they can't. I'm sick. Why Ravi? Why is he special? Otherwise, they get sick too, and I need worse. What's wrong with you? You're asking a lot of questions. It is a lot of questions, but I need him to ask more. That's who I get my info. Sorry, I'm a curious person. I can tell. I just wonder why Ravi can visit you, but Keira and Henning can't. Because that's how it is. I don't like that. What do you mean that's how it is? I would not take that. Right, that explanation is stupid. What? I can't explain it. I'm not a doctor. What makes Ravi so different? But Ravi studies medicine. He knows all about these things. What precautions is he taking that Keira and Henning can't? I see. I do not see. You haven't left your apartment for 2 months. No. Still haven't. Not even for some fresh air? Or to walk the hallway? No. I haven't even opened the door in 2 months. That's still weird too. If you have a sickness that could possibly spread to people, I feel like a sterile hospital room would be better, right? Compared to an apartment? And if it is an apartment, and Ravi comes and goes every day, wouldn't he need to like sterilize himself and all his items just in case? And sterilize things he brings inside too, like the groceries? Something's not adding up. But what if someone rings the doorbell? Or you get mail? It hasn't rung since, and Ravi brings me the mail. He has the key to the apartment. Can you open your apartment door? Can we open it from the inside? Why? Just because. Can I? Alright then. Is that it? Just that one? Huh. See, Hideaki's making me really question a lot of things I hadn't thought about before. Is there anyone else living in this apartment building? Is it just us? I'm questioning that too. We know we're in our apartment, but are we truly in our apartment? Because Robbie talked about his master thesis. There we go, thesis. He talked about his master thesis about the whole prosthetic neurological stuff, and it's making me suspicious. Did he do something to us? And there's the whole part, are we robotic possibly? Like, that's tripping me up a bit. I need answers. My whole body shivered as the night cold of my apartment wrapped itself around me. I wanted nothing more than to crawl back into bed, yet I had to prove something to this stranger. We're actually going to the door. Is it this one? Oh, it's bathroom. Ooh, why are we looking at it from this way? Oh, this is the door, right? By now, my bare feet had gotten used to the cold lemonade. By now, my bare feet had gotten used to the cold lemonade as I stepped in front of my apartment door. The entrance was only faintly lit by the weak light from the kitchen, but it was enough to guide me in the darkness. Fixing my gaze on the silver handle of my apartment door, I felt my chest tighten more with every breath. Come on, Luna. Stop overreacting. What's so bad about opening this door? There won't be anybody outside who could harm you or be harmed by you. Please no jump scare. It's just a simple in and out. My hand began to tremble violently as I reached for the handle, as if every fiber of my being was resisting. A relieved sigh escaped my lungs as my fingers finally clutched the handle. Why is my body behaving so weirdly? Ravi? Can he program something in us to make us feel uneasy to try and open the door? I slowly closed my eyelids and focused on my breathing. It's okay. Just breathe in and out. I'll open the door on 3. 1, 2. I'm closing my eyes. 3. Anything happen? Okay, we're good. With all of the strength I could muster, I pressed the handle down and jerked my arm back, yet I was met with resistance. It's not locked. Did we unlock it? No matter how much I rattled the door, it didn't move an inch. I was trapped. And? Well, it's not looking good. The door is locked. What? Why? Can you open it? Do you have the keys? Technically, yes, but I don't know where they are. I haven't needed them in 2 months. Can you look for them? Or maybe find something else to open the door. But isn't that strange? Why is your door locked? It is strange. Yeah, that is really weird. I'll look around. I'm with you. You can do it. Nothing's gonna jump scare me, right? Okay, so let's go here. The key. Can we check the drawers? That's for the cutlery. Ooh, wait, there's a cabinet, right? Was it in the kitchen or here? It was talking about, oh, we can't reach those. Interesting. So let's do this one. I opened the drawer, which contained a collection of pots in various shapes and sizes. This should work. I mean, if I don't find anything better. So nothing there. I'll click on everything just in case. Ooh, this still freaks us out, right? No more thing. The washing machine. A simple used bread knife caught my eye. I'd rather not ask how long this been in there, but it might come in handy. Anything else? We don't have a lot of options compared to morning. Let's check the living room. Nothing there. Would it be inside the plant? There's just a flame plant. Be anything useful for the door? Behind the couch? My gaze shifted to the soft couch, and suddenly I could feel the fatigue in my bones. My muscles began to relax, sending an uncomfortable tingling through my legs into my fingertips. What am I even doing here? Following instructions for some guy I've known less for than 24 hours. As if I have nothing better to do. No, don't lay on the couch. Ah. A sudden pulsing pain shot through me, caused me to jump back to my legs. Is that the key? Annoyed, I rubbed my backside, glancing down at the couch cushions in hopes of finding the cause of my pain. My eyes land on a small paperclip, lost in the slit of the cushions. Of course. We could use that, couldn't we? Nothing else here. Let's go to the bedroom real quick. Nothing is lighting up, so I guess we can go to the door. Oh wait, didn't we talk about something in here? Like it was dusty? So I found a hair clip. This might work. Well, maybe. I've only seen it in movies. The mirror. Just a mirror. Why did it show that though? Now I'm suspicious of every single thing. So I guess we can try the door one more time. How am I supposed to open this door? We can try a paperclip, right? That can work. It might break, but... With trembling fingers, I bent the paperclip into a makeshift lockpick. I tried to ease my beating heart with a deep sigh, yet it felt as though my body was eager to release more adrenaline with each passing second. Well, here goes nothing. Carefully, I inserted the small metal rod into the narrow opening of the lock. I have only ever seen doors being picked like this in movies, so my desperate attempt of twisting the paperclip back and forth must have seemed ridiculous. A few seconds went by, and I could feel the metal beginning to bend between my sweaty fingers. My hope of opening the door had almost evaporated when suddenly, it had a rhythmic resistance, followed by a faint metallic click. It was barely audible, almost enough to make me doubt my own hearing for a moment. Slowly, I turned to the door handle and wrapped my fingers around it. I felt the sweat of my palm dampening the cold steel, while slowly growing warm under my touch. Oh, I was about to say, did we slam into a wall? I pulled at the door with more force than necessary, as it swung open with no real resistance, nearly slamming against the wall. But I was able to catch it just in time, pressing my foot into the gap to stop it. A short, shaky sigh slipped past my lips, the tension inside me easing with every heartbeat, only to make room for another feeling, rising violently to the surface and consuming my entire body. Curiosity. I felt the blood rushing through my veins, my trembling fingers aching for more adrenaline, and my heart threatening to burst through my chest. My eyes locked with the darkness spilling out of the hallway like a thick fog, keeping me from seeing anything beyond its walls. I've come this far. I must be insane. Ah, damn it. What's the worst that could possibly happen? I shook my head violently, hoping the thoughts would scatter on their own, leaving it empty for once. I pulled out my phone, its display lighting up, and blinded me in return, as though it wanted to burn the sight right out of my eyes. Ugh. Although my squinted eyes were stinging, I managed to slide my thumb to the flashlight toggle, and with a tap, the darkness before me was swallowed in a glaring cold light, revealing the corridor that led to the other apartments in the complex. Oh shit. But with the very first step I took outside my apartment, a suffocating heaviness washed over me, a feeling like quicksand slowly consuming me. This wasn't my home. What do you mean, demo end? No, it was getting really good. Wait, what do you mean, demo end? So when Luna said this wasn't my home, did she mean childhood home or not her actual apartment? What do you mean? What does that mean? Now I'm really curious. Hold on. I have too many questions and no answers. I must wait until this game is actually released. What do you mean? Okay, obviously our buddy Ravi is suspicious. We should be also suspicious of Hideaki. He somehow got our number. He said it was from Henning, but there's a slight part of me when Hideaki was asking us to go outside of our apartment where I'm thinking, is Hideaki an actual person? Or maybe someone Ravi is using to try and contact us and see what we think about the outside world, trying to see if he can cause us to leave the area we're not supposed to. The whole sickness thing? that doesn't really make sense either. Obviously, Luna is feeling symptoms. No taste, no smell, stuff like that. Something is obviously wrong with her. But I'm suspicious considering what Ravi is studying and what he's interested in. Biology, like technology, neuroscience, stuff like that. He definitely has a hand in how Luna is sick. I don't trust that. And the reason how he can only come in our apartment and no one else without trying to do anything being sterile or making things sterile as he leaves, I don't trust that either. He's definitely very, very suspicious. Can't trust him. Hideaki, technically can't trust him either, but he's like our only really reason to leave outside the apartment. I feel like if it's Ravi pretending to be Hideaki to try and make us put our guard down just to see what we would do, something would happen after we leave our apartment. Yeah, very suspicious. I don't trust them. Our buddies, Keira and Henning, hopefully they're okay. They don't seem to be too bad. We've been stuck in this apartment for 2 months. Our mother, she's a nice lady. She really hopes their sickness will pass. I want to see her so bad. I feel bad. We didn't talk about the dad. Not sure if he's in the picture or they just only wanted to show mom for now. But yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed the demo, honestly. I cannot wait for the full release of this. Ravi, obviously, very, very suspicious. We don't really trust this man, but he's taken care of us so far, so I'll leave it like that. Hideaki, I like him. I like, even though I'm suspicious, I like talking to him. He really makes Luna more curious about the outside world, wanting to really see how things are. There are many things Luna just did not question that I would question, honestly. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I cannot wait for the full release. I think this demo was released like less than 2 weeks ago, so it's very new so far. So full version of the game might be a while. I'll definitely keep up with the updates for that. All right, so I think that is it. As always, I said before in the beginning, I have left links in my description if you guys want to try out the demo yourself. If you do try it out yourself, don't forget to rate and comment to let the creators know how you enjoyed it, what you thought about it, stuff like that. If you're really excited for the future release, the full game. And that should be it for today. Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, what have you. Join members. You guys get videos about 3 to 7 days before everyone else, before it's released to the public. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.